Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. We're here down in the basement on our new construction where a lot of times HVAC guys, installers hang out. We've got a furnace set underneath the stairs. Now we're going to map out for the PVC, for the venting, for the intake, and for the exhaust. Manufacturers give us some instructions, and we like to go by those, of course, and it is for the safety of the people. There's maximum length tables, just where we are limited to our furnaces depending upon the size of the furnace, the BTUs that is, on the length that of the piping, the PVC, the material that we use. There's different PVC Schedule 40, cellular core. There are some limitations of certain pipings you cannot use. And so with that said, we know our length, and also we know some of the clearances, things that it's near to, even on outside, just to kind of give you some vertical clearances here. It's kind of a picture of a house. It's fixed windows, things that are in the way for our venting. We don't want our PVC venting to be underneath a window. We got to have a certain clearance, vertical clearance from windows so the exhaust fumes can't go in. Actually, this job here is working out really well for us. We are running our pipes here, 2-inch PVC. We're going to go up here and we're going to go inside of the floor joist. And with that said, it's just approximately good arm length here, so that's 6. We got about 10 feet to the outside wall. And so with that said, we want out because it's 10 feet outside here, and that's where we're going to vent it. Hey everyone, we're going to run the PVC intake and exhaust. I already got one hole drilled. Thought you might want to look, see how we do it. So I'm going to do the second one so you can watch. We went through the core here for the insulation, the closed cell insulation. I want to kind of demonstrate with the second one here, which will be the intake. So drill in place. Kind of want to line it up where the other hole was. Pull on the electrician's wires a little bit, get your drill past it, or better yet, do that. Here we go, ready? That stuff's flying, isn't it? I think I'm going to go over a little bit to the right because my battery's hitting. Is that going to fit? I like it. That feels good. Let's do it. Now, pull this out. We got the foam from the insulation. I'm going to get that out of there because you can't, it bottoms out. That. I really like these drill bits. Okay, supposed to click in. There it goes. Get some of this insulation out of the way. It's bottom out. There you go. That's out of the way. been hitting the nail, but now we got the core out. On these drill bits here, you can push in this button and start doing that, and then that piece of the wood, so you can go further if your outside wall is a little bit deeper. We're going to finish it out. You're going to see daylight. Hang on. You see daylight out there? Oh, we got one little piece. I got to have victory. Hold on. You guys hang on. There we go. So after getting the hole cut on the outside wall to run the PVC in, we fished the PVC stick from the outside in, and here we have a couple 90s that we dry fit. Sometimes it actually is important to dry fit it to make sure everything's level and looks nice. If you glue it and have to pull it apart, it makes for backtracking too much. We use a PVC cleaner and a PVC glue. It is important to be able to use the cleaner, and the cleaner is what softens the PVC and gets it ready for the socket, they call it, to join the fuse the PVC together. So that's where we're at. We got it dry fit, so we're going to pull it apart, use our cleaner and use our glue, and this intake and exhaust for this furnace will be done. We have gotten furnace set, and we don't have the furnace ductwork or the return. We got our holes cut, but we're going to just do a temporary fire for the drywall. We got the drywallers are here, they got it up, but they're going to start mudding, and so we need to house it here in Ohio. In the colder weather, we need to have the mud to dry for the drywall. So in this new construction, we got to do a new construction startup. So I thought maybe we'd show you real quickly how that works and what we need. If you look down here, just some of your basics. We got an electrician did a temporary wire. We're going to plug into it here on the for the main power supply. A temporary cheap thermostat that'll dangle. It can get kind of beat up on the construction site rather than a permanent digital one. We'll slap that on. We got a condensate pump too that we'll install for the drain. Other than that, we got the venting, the gas hooked up. We just got to kind of plug into the electric, wire in a temporary thermostat, make sure the condensate drain, and fire this thing. I'm going to run just the condensate down in here, dump into the condensate pump, just run a temporary line over to the drain. So and then we'll come back and make everything perfect. These are the things you kind of got to do it just to keep people going. So I'm going to fish this underneath, come over here a little bit. I thought about doing there's no necessarily perfect way when something's temporary. That makes sense. Something's temporary, it's temporary. It's going to be changed. Here we go. You can tell we even set a filter over top of our true filtering system to keep the drywall dust. We're going to be pulling downstairs here in this little cubby hole for our cold air return, rather than through the ductwork. Even though we don't have it installed, but through all, you're taking a lot of the drywall dust. It eliminates it, a cleaner effect. So what I want to do, guys, I'm just going to come up like this and have this temporarily. Of course, we're going to secure it a little bit. We're not going to be completely just throw and go, but it's somewhat like this. I'm going to take these wires and I'm going to connect these to the receptacle, which the power's off. I did check, by the way. And I'm going to put them just to the face, and I'm going to go upstairs and wire in this cheap mechanical thermostat, set it to 50 degrees and get out of here. So let's see here. Get this trap hooked up real quick. I'm going to drag that over. Like I said, it's not perfect, and I'm going to just put it down inside the condensate pump. I'm going to grab this hose, just your normal 3/8 vinyl hose. like this. Get it prepped and ready. Cut this. No one's going to be here. I'm going to be coming back first of the week running my ductwork, but I got to have this the weekend. It's got to stay warm. This little pump's going to have to do it this way. Normally you use like look at here, like here's where the plumbing will be. It's going to eventually go up and come down into here, but there's going to be a trap. Plumber's going to set me up for the proper termination for this. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of swoop down and come in and then get enough to go down into here so the water won't back up. Use just a pair of cutters like that. A little bit of a push in there just to give some friction here. Just kind of do this. See how that's going to go? And that water, see this? It's going to be able to, it's far enough down the neck of there. No one's going to be walking here. This is all temporary. The power wire, just the R and the W. Get this heat going. Okay, there it is. Boy, they kind of got my wire a little bit short, but I usually coil it up. You just cut off the tip a little bit, get that extra on. This is the temporary drywallers right here. Show you how you do it. There's different ways. We have the temporary fixed thermostats as well. Don't have none with me, so I'm just using this cheap one right here. Just a heat only thermostat. That on there. Wow, it's falling apart as we even put it on. Now that's very, sometimes you don't really, this temporary situation, it's easy to do, but there's some precautions. What I like about doing it like this, you got this, we got this set on here. We got to realize we're going to set it at 50, but so this can just dangle drywallers. I mean, it can get beat. We're not putting the permanent thermostat. This gets some heat, and that's all we're caring about. So we're going to fire this thing off. Inducer motor's coming on. Nice. So far so good. Igniter's coming on. This is all temporary, folks. Stat wires dangling. Might have some air in the lines. We might have to bleed it, but the gas guy said it's ready to roll, so maybe he bled it. So far, nothing. Hopefully they don't got it off at the regulator. I might have to run out there, but we're not going to hurt. Getting a new construction, that's probably the most reason why we don't like to start them, is due to the fact of the getting dirty, the ductwork. Wait for it to fire here again. It's gonna fire here. Getting the air out of the lines. Fire and hold. Oh, sounds great, don't it? The fan's gonna come on. We're gonna blow out the top here, and I'll remove this cardboard. Looking good so far. I have a smell to it, new smell. Oh, come on now. It's working. See it blowing it up? That's where it's going to be blowing the heat. It's a variable speed motor, so anyway. anyways, you got the idea. This is where the air is coming up. And it's just blowing into the basement over on top of our coil. It's going to keep heat rises, so it's going to get the upstairs warm enough for the drywallers. We're going to set it at 50 degrees. So, good deal. We like it.